we are going to start with the Amazon Web Services. What is cloud computing? How do you define that? What are the models of the cloud computing? In this session, we are going to learn about what is Amazon Web Services. We would see the overview of Amazon Web Service products. What are the basic keywords for Amazon services or its a global infrastructure? We would also touch upon the common security mechanism supported by Amazon Web Services. When you go to amazon.com or amazon.e, there are majorly three parts of the Amazon. Rather, I would say there are numerous parts of this, but some of the most popular parts I would say one is amazon.com or amazon.in, which is the biggest online service provider or retail service provider. Now in India also amazon.in ranks in the number 2 and it's catching up with the number 1 very fast. At the same time, there's a huge seller business there also. People can sell their things online on Amazon. If you are into any kind of a market, you are in a fashion, you are in some kind of a grocery, you are in some different kind of things, Amazon has some opportunity for you. But this business which is running since years is getting surpassed by the new upcoming business. And now I won't say it's new, it's now almost 10 years, but that's taking over the amazon.com or amazon.in terms of the revenue and the profit margin it is generating for Amazon. That is Amazon Web Services. It's Amazon's own IT infrastructure business services where it provides you IT services on demand. IT infrastructure as a service model. Now I'm sure quite a few would think why the word called web services? Why are they using web services? And if you are a techie, you might know what the web service would be for you. And I would just like to share a story, though I read in one of the blogs, so I'm not 100% sure for the accuracy. But what I heard from that blog is in early 2002, Amazon was still then type the leader of the market. It was the again largest online retail provider. The one challenge they were facing was they were not able to scale beyond certain limit. And I'm talking the year 2002. And in 2002, Jeff Bezos, who is the CEO of Amazon, he sat with the top executives, including CTO and all other parts of the VP of engineering, everybody, and they made a mandate that henceforth anything which is going to happen at Amazon would be on a web service compliant. It should be loosely coupled, it should be web service compliant. And that's why it's no wonder when Amazon started its IT infrastructure service, they named as Amazon Web Services. So we are going to, from this onwards, all the sessions would be talking about the Amazon Web Services and its various offerings. And when I say offerings, you would be surprised to know Amazon offers more than 45 and I'm saying almost 50 plus services. You name the service what you need, Amazon would have in its database or in its armor. You want something for the compute, it means you need a virtual server, it is available. You need the storage, it is available. You need the static content storage, it is available. You need for something for database, there is something. You need something for the analytics, you need for the automation, you need for the mobile application development, you need for the gaming, you need something for the administration and security, something available for the networking. You name the things, there is something available for you in the Amazon. In the later part of this video, you would also come across all the services of Amazon. Rather, I would say almost all, because Amazon keeps adding the new services almost every month. Every year they introduce between 5 to 10 new services. So the way they are growing, I'm sure they would keep on adding more and more services. And now, one question you would always have, should I use Amazon? And is there any real cost advantage for me? If I tell you there is one use case where you should close your eyes and go to Amazon, that is scalable infrastructure requirement. Whenever there is a need for scale, you have to go to Amazon only. I'm citing an example. Suppose you are running a e-commerce platform. Now for this e-commerce platform, you would not know when is your requirement is going to rise. Suppose there is a sale going to come, and that sale has generated a humongous curiosity among your buyers, and suddenly your usage, which is supposed to be around 100,000 regularly, has crossed a million plus. How would you handle this? There are two possibilities. One case would be either you go and procure the infrastructure from the beginning, or whenever the demand rises, you try to do something. Now, think about, if you have procured this infrastructure from the beginning, it may happen that it would be useful to you, it might not be. The reason, apart from that sale period, 80 to 90% time this might be idle, which is not useful for you. Then how would you deal in that case? At the same time, when you think over, when the demand rises, if you have not procured the infrastructure, you are not going to meet your customer demand and you are likely to fail. How do you balance between them? Because you don't want to do a lots of investment because 80% time it's idle. At the same time, you don't want to get your customer disappointed because of the performance. The cloud is a handy tool for you. If you see, the red line at the bottom is the actual demand, which shows that sometimes you might have a 5,000 users, sometimes you might have a 50,000 users, sometimes you might have a 20,000 users. The demand keeps changing. So during some sale period, the demand might have risen. During the non-sale period, the demand might have come down. It would keep on happening. If you are on Amazon, what you can do here is, suppose you need 10 servers to meet your regular workforce. Can you launch 12 servers? That is a 20% extra for now. We just go that way. The yellow line which shows is the Amazon servers you can launch. So when your demand says I need 10 servers, you would have launched 12 servers. Now suddenly the demand rises. It reached to the 20 because the number of users coming would require you to scale up more. So instead of 10, now you need 20 servers. Don't worry, Amazon is with you. You can scale up again by 20%. So launch 24 machines for your requirement. And these 4 machines are just for a buffer case, because whatever happens, there is always a buffer available to serve the traffic at the optimal way. Now again the demand decreases. You come back to the, suppose your load is much lower and you are now at the 8 server requirement. So go for the 20% of 8, so around 2 more, you would be running 10 servers. After a few months or something, when your site has picked up more and more, and suddenly there is a requirement where for this big or huge sale, you require 50 machines. Amazon is there for you. You can get additional 20%, that's a 10 more, so 60 machines available and running for you. Now I'm sure you would think, how does this work in the Amazon? So whenever I need, I have to go and say that give me 10 more, take 5 back. How would that work? And how does the pricing mechanism work? Remember, Amazon is cloud offering. And what are the 5 essential characteristics of the cloud were? Pay as you go model, available on demand, elastic by nature. If you remember these 3, these are the ideal scenario here. When the demand rises, automatically using the on-demand availability, it would add more resources. Amazon Web Service has the services which can automatically scale up when your demand rises and automatically scales down when the demand decreases. You can configure that at what moment how many servers would be running, and based on that it would be adding the servers, it would be removing the servers. What you get in the green line it you show is that's the tremendous opportunity for saving, because you are paying only on a pay as you go model. So sometimes during that sale period you have launched 10 additional servers for 3 days. You are going to pay for those 10 additional servers for 3 days only, not for the whole year. And during certain period you have removed 12 servers. Don't worry, you are saving more money because your load is low. That's your opportunity of the cost. And Amazon's elasticity and pay as you go model, the infrastructure usage gives you the tremendous opportunity for cost optimization, cost saving, and that is the reason I say if you have a scalable requirement, close your eyes and go to the Amazon. Amazon would be an ideal scenario for you in this case. Yeah, if you say I have a very static case and I don't have a dynamic or scalable requirement, again, you have to think what are the offerings from Amazon and would that be helpful for me?